What is Foodify? Our Foodify method stands behind 5 core fundamentals. Products. Sourcing quality products, fresh when possible, that have the margins that work for your bottom line. Service. Setting non-negotiables for your service that creates a memorable guest experience that is repeatable and scalable. Quality control. Ensuring staff is trained on all elements of quality control, including food safety, consistency, and ensuring everyone is using the 5 senses to monitoring food quality. Leadership. Creating a management team with the skill set needed in today's hospitality world. Accountability. Weekly assessments of your operations focused on bottom line results. And together, we can customize to the individual needs. This Foodify method adds both quality and profitability to everyone's bottom line.
Welcome to the Foodify by the Largo Group podcast. Scott, it's going to be a big day.
Yeah, we got some great stuff cooking today. I think you're going to enjoy, our chef over here making it happen. So, Chris, what are we cooking?
Today we're going to cook. All right, Scott. Here we are in the kitchen where we belong. Well, at least one of us belong.
I knew you were going to qualify that statement as it was coming out of your mouth.
We're making one of my favorites. I love this dish, and I make it 2 different ways.
All right.
One, the way we're going to do it today, because it's restaurant style, you braise it for a short period of time. Okay? It's not that long. When I do it at home, I can braise it for 2 hours.
Got it.
I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
And then just, I cut the steak with a fork, but I won't use, like today we're using New York strip, because it's a good cut of meat, it's tender already, right? At home, I won't. Look at a chuck steak. I don't need the best
You
steak.
have time.
I'm just gonna cook it down, and I like it. I like it really braised long, because the gravy's great. But this is a great restaurant dish.
All right.
Easy to execute. Few ingredients, as you can see.
As usual, right?
I mean, here I got again clobbering chili, but it's optional.
Okay.
You don't have to use it, and I don't use it to make it hot. I just want to add another little body of flavor, and that's all that does. So it's not really going to add a spice, but you'll know what's in there.
All right.
The flavor that it brings is amazing. And then you can top it with a little Parmesan Reggiano, which is optional as well,
Right, so there you
but
go.
not my house. In my house, it's a must, but it's not traditional.
Sure.
Okay. This is not traditional, right? Clobbering chili is not traditional. Parmesan Reggiano not traditional, but they go well together. But again, so ingredients we're looking at 1,
Right, so you
2,
got tomatoes,
3, 4,
flour,
5.
garlic.
That's it. The steaks are in the fridge because you're supposed to salt and pepper the steaks and you put them into the fridge for a couple hours.
Got it.
Right?
So we already did that.
Helps dry it out, helps get it going. And these are thick. These are not thick. Not a thick steak. They're
Okay.
thin.
Got it.
All right. So first thing you got to do, you got to get your plum tomatoes. You got to take these. You got to put an X in them. Right. And then we're going to drop them in the boiling water behind us. That water's still boiling.
It is.
Again, recipe, I put 10 tomatoes. I don't know, it could be 12, it could be 8. Depends on the size of the tomato. Again, this is something in a restaurant I would make ahead of time. They'd be ready for service. All I had to do was sear off the steak and then let it cook in the tomatoes for a few minutes. It's ready to serve, and it's delicious. It is one of my go-to dishes, one of my favorite. If I'm out in a restaurant and it's on the menu, I get it. Because I enjoy it that much. All right, so we got these here, right? We're gonna drop these into the water. Be careful, don't let it splash up on you. Boom. So they're going to drop in. Usually takes about a minute, minute and a half. You start seeing the skin pull away. That's when you want to take them out. All right, Scott. So these are blanched off. Only takes a couple of seconds. You saw like a minute, minute and a half. Right, they're ready
Something
to go.
a little longer than others, right?
Right. Some a minute, some minute and a half.
Yeah.
Some are ready in 45 seconds. I stay over there with it, and I'm just ready to pull them out as soon as I see them start to blister. So I got my garlic here. I got these are for when I fry the steak. This is for the tomatoes. I'm going to dice this up. I'm going to peel these,
Right.
and then I'm going to sieve them, and then slice them. And then I already got my oregano. I pulled it off the vine.
Okay.
I chopped it. The fresh oregano's ready. You can use dry. I've used both. During certain times of the year you can't find fresh, so I use dry. It's fine.
All right.
You know, it doesn't matter. You use what you have. Tomatoes there. We got our salt and pepper. We got our oil, optional.
Yeah.
All right, but not today. So that's what we got. So we're gonna get started. So first thing is simple, right? Always have like a little container to drop the skin into. Your hands get a little slippery from this, but it's it's okay. Just pull the skin off. And it's the same way if you want to make a fresh marinara at home.
Okay.
This is how you prepare the tomato. Same thing. So we're just gonna pull these off real quick. Usually you got like a prep cook or something.
Someone else doing that?
Usually.
Sorry,
Usually. Well, Scott, taking the skin off, it's all garbage. We're not going to use it.
Right.
But it doesn't change the flavor. It doesn't change anything. Maybe a little texture, because eventually this will just fall off the tomato.
Once you're cooking it?
Yeah. And when it falls off the tomato, it's an eyesore. It's a little texture thing.
Okay.
So this is why you do this. It does.
You
It's
just
not
don't want
flavor.
that clump coming out.
Right. It looks so nice when they're peeled and they're chopped, and that's why we do it. All right, so we're done doing that. It's all trash, you don't need that. Next thing you do is you take a tomato, cut it in half. People will go with their fingernails, get it out.
Go with a spoon, it's a little more.
Little spoon. I just want to get the seeds out. Some tomatoes are easier than others. It depends on how ripe they are. They just get the seeds out. Get the seeds out. We're going to slice it up.
Okay.
And we'll be good to go. All right, so that's that. Now, nice chop. Be careful because they're slippery.
Right.
Yeah, you can use whatever kind of tomatoes you can find. I like to do the plum tomatoes. I don't think other tomatoes work as well in this.
Okay.
You find a couple seeds along the way, you can get rid of them. My old boss Enzo was perfect. Never find a seed. That's what he tell you.
That's what he tell you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Wasn't
there
true.
a version of it?
Wasn't true. Wasn't true, Enzo. All right, so we get cleaned up, and we're going to get the tomatoes started. From there, we're going to flour the steak and start cooking the steak.
Cool.
Be right back. All right, so we're heating up the pot. We'll get the oil in there. Get the oil in. Want to get the garlic in. Let that go for a minute. Next will be our tomatoes. Right now the oil is getting flavored by the garlic. That's what we want right there. Because then this oil with the garlic flavor is going to run all through the tomato. And we're there, we're ready. Now this is going to cool the pan off the second I put it in.
Right.
Right? But it's going to come up temperature, back up temperature pretty quick. Hear that? That's what it's supposed to sound like. You see how the pot is cooling off, right? Okay. All right. So that's there. Salt and pepper at this point. Remember, tomatoes love salt. You could always readjust it, add a little more. The optional Calabrian chilies. Again, I'm not putting a ton, so I don't really want it spicy, but I wanted to, another body of flavor. Sure. Fresh oregano. Give this a good turn. Get everything incorporated. All right, this is going to simmer back here for a few minutes while we work on the steak. All right, so here we got the steak. We got 4 really nice pieces. So for this, I just want to smash some garlic. I want it to go in the oil, flavor the oil.
And you have a preference on the kind of steak cut you're using on this?
Well, this one using New York strip because it's not going to braise long. All right. So then here we're going to go with salt and pepper in the flour. Here's the mix up. Right. They're already salt and pepper in the fridge for 2 hours.
What do you think, like ounce-wise, each one of these are? Is there an idea of what?
Well, it could be whatever you want it to be, but I usually go with 8 ounce.
8 ounces, okay.
So you 2 4-ounces.
Right. It's a nice portion. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
nice portion of steak.
Just different than what you're used to seeing. That's all. These are all floured now ready. We're gonna add the oil. We're gonna sear them off over here. We're gonna bring you around to check it out.
To serve great food is to create memories for your customers.
But it takes more than luck.
It takes consistency, creativity, and the drive to see things through.
And every day, the stakes are high, which means it's time to stand up.
From your computer and start getting real. To own your kitchen is to own your bottom line.
This is the real world. And now,
This is the real world. And now,
This is the real world.
And now is the time to foodify your business.
Well, there we go. That's the tomatoes. They look great. We got the oil going here.
Smell
with the
great
garlic.
too.
The oil with the garlic going. What's the garlic going here? What are we using this for? What's the purpose?
Flavoring it, right? We're just gonna flavor the oil.
Flavoring the oil. There you go. This is cooking down nice. This looks great.
Great color.
This looks great. You know, something else I'll do from time to time is I will add a little red wine.
Okay.
Splash, you know, quarter cup, eighth of a cup.
I
I know we
some back
have
here.
it,
You want me to grab
but
some?
I'm going to say as traditional as possible so
Okay.
everybody sees
All
it.
right.
So you get to try. You know, there's something you never had.
All right.
So, you know, I don't want to put too many of my, you know, twists and turns on it.
All right.
I already
Good
did
to
a
know.
little body of Calabria chili, and I'm going to put Parmesan on it. Which, I mean, some people do, it's just not traditional.
Yeah.
All right, so this is looking good. This is getting there. And again, we'll pull the garlic out as it gets like brown. We don't want to get to the burnt stage. This is great. And you could follow what I just did, and this could be a pasta sauce.
Right.
You put it right over your macaroni, whatever. You know, you could do a chicken parm with this. You could take this and put it over anything. Put it over a piece of fish. You know, just this right here. This is great. The only thing we'll check in a little bit is the salt rate. There we go. Yeah, buddy. So the garlic did its job. I'm gonna start moving it.
Look at that. Made it happen. Every ounce of that pan being used.
I don't like to overcrowd the pan, but this is staying hot.
Yeah.
Turn this down a little bit. That looks great. Let these cook off. You're getting there, buddy.
And that flour's giving like a nice coating to it. Well, I mean, the
Nice
texture
coating.
of it. What?
Well, it's when you add the flour, right? It helps hold in the juices.
Okay.
You get a good sear on this, and it's going to help hold in the juice, lock in the flavor, right? That's what searing does, locks in the flavor. The flour helps to do that. See that? Looking nice. I'm going to flip them in a second.
Yeah, quick, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
not that long.
Yeah, we're going to flip them soon. And then they're going to go in here. We're going to braise them for a few minutes.
Okay.
We want this to cook about 6 minutes,
All right.
3 minutes aside. We're right about 2 minutes now, 2.5 minutes, so I'm going to flip them in about 30 seconds. All right, so I think we're ready to flip. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, buddy. You know when you hear this, like the cook talk, the chef, don't overcrowd your pan, nothing's going to cook.
I'm gonna guess you don't agree completely with that mantra.
That's not true, obviously.
It's cooking up pretty nice here, looks
Yeah.
like.
So I might add a little water to this, just to, you know, sauce it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, nice and soft. I'm just gonna put a little bit. When I put the water, I want to turn the heat up a little bit. I want this water to come to a boil pretty quick. Let that keep cooking now. In we go. added a little water. So I'm gonna add some salt. So I added water. There we go. Move this around a little bit. I'm gonna let this all simmer in here for, try to get 8 to 10 minutes. And then the camera can get a good look at this. That's all going to simmer down, and we'll be back with the finished product. All right, Scott.
Here we
Steak
are.
Pizzaiola. Here we go.
I like the name.
I love the name.
After all those weeks during, Porkalooza,
Porkalooza.
we have a great name.
I didn't make it up.
Oh, that's why.
I
That's
didn't
why
create
it's
it.
a great name. All
It
right.
came with the dish.
Oh, all right.
What is that? We're good. We're done. It's simmered. We're ready to go. The tomatoes have a great body of flavor. The steak itself is amazing.
Smells great.
All in there. Get my spoon here. Right, so I'm gonna get a little bit of this right there, like that. We'll get our second piece.
Yeah, use one piece for a lunch portion. I mean, because that's still a nice size steak
So
right
nice.
there.
Take the other one like this.
Look at that.
All right. Come over top with the tomato. Something that you can't forget.
Gotta throw the long hot on there.
Long hot definitely goes on it, always.
You can see the trend on Chris's stuff.
Nice piece of bread. I like it, like I said, not traditional, but I like it with this. A little Parmesan Reggiano. I like it. A little parsley on top, right here.
Nice little color. I like that.
I get the parsley on top
Yeah.
with it. Looks great. Boom.
Look at wow.
There you go. That's your dish. All right, Scott. Only one thing left to do,
Yeah. I know what that is.
and you've been waiting for it.
I thought this was my
Don't
plate.
go too
Oh wait,
far.
I thought this was
Don't
my
go
plate.
too far.
Oh, all right, sure.
Move the parsley.
Yeah, I don't need that on there, right?
Ah, it's tender. Wow.
Look at this.
Wow, that's tender. I mean, I'll eat the parsley, don't get me wrong. All right, guys, dive in. Give it a try. Come on, a little long hot with it.
Yeah, why not, right?
Go. Don't have to work too hard to cut it, that's
Nope,
for sure.
not even a little bit. Wow. That's really good. Really tender. Flavor is awesome.
Wow. And as long as we cooked it, you think the steak, people probably think steak's overcooked.
Right.
It's not.
No, not even. Not at all.
It's not. I'm a medium rare guy when I get steak, but this is not that kind of steak. You know, it's not made for that kind. It's more of a, savory. It's a dinner kind of. It's not a steak that you throw on a grill and it comes out in 8 minutes. This, has to be prepared.
Whew. Got a little bread and sauce
Gotcha.
over here. Yeah, this is good. Wow. And I think, in the beginning, we started with not that many ingredients,
No,
not super labor intensive. I mean, this
Not-
took some time, but not.
not hard to do. I mean, you got a prep guy in your kitchen, will knock that out in no time,
Right.
right? And you get the bread with it. Get a little bread with the sauce. Oh.
I got a little bit of spice though.
But really not in there.
But a little, you got a little bit.
You might got a seed. Could have been a hot pepper. Got a seed. But even though we use the Colombian chili in it, you don't get.
No, it
Heat.
wasn't. Yeah.
But believe me, it added flavor. Add a lot of
Right.
flavor.
Oh, it's
to it.
great flavor.
Yeah. So again, easy to add to your menu. If you got ribeye in house, do it with a ribeye.
Yeah.
I don't think that's any worse. It's just as good,
Yeah.
right? If it was something you're going to make, like make a bunch of them, and put them in the oven and braise for a couple hours. Use some chuck steaks and portion them out to sizes. You can do it that way too.
Okay.
But you gotta braise it for a couple,
Yeah.
at least, right? This way it's great. They said lunch portion, you get one.
Yeah, it's plenty. I mean, that's a lot
you
of,
get
it's
two.
a lot of food.
Right. I mean, it's a beautiful presentation. It's a great dish.
Yeah.
So I hope the last few weeks we gave you a lot to think about, because this is definitely one that would be great on a catering menu.
Yeah.
Because this will, as steak doesn't travel well, this would, because of how it's prepared.
You could slice this up in different size portions,
Right.
even out of this, in a catering.
Right.
You know,
Well, if it was catering, you probably go 2-ounce portions.
Right.
So these were cut in half, and you just
Yeah.
train them up.
Just train
right?
them up.
And just train them up. So there's a lot of ways to go with this. It's just, you know, you gotta jump in and do it, right? And again, I'm pushing everybody to think about catering. Catering is another business inside your business. You know, if you're not doing it, you should be. If you're not sure how to get started with it, contact us. We're happy to help. Go to our website, afteryourbusinessmovement.com. We have all our recipes. You can set up a call with us. We love talking to you. Even if you're not our client, we jump on calls with people. We just love to help. We love the restaurant business. We really love the independence. We both his family were independent restaurant owners. I was an independent restaurant owner. So we want to help. We have a real drive to help everyone in that industry. So with that being said, always remember one thing. Foodify Your Business by the Largo Group is your go-to group for all restaurant operations. We're here. Use us. Don't be stubborn. Use us. We don't think we know it all. We work as a team, and we have a team behind us working for you. So think about that. Jump on that call. Utilize us. Scott, until next time.
Yeah. See you next week.
On-site visits play a pivotal role in the success of our clients. Being in the restaurants allow us to observe operations, staff interactions, and customer experience. These insights inform our recommendations. Site visits provide insight into the local culture that cannot be done remotely. These insights guide the development of our tailored solutions. Interviews and assessments during visits yield critical data. These help guide menu changes, workflow improvements, and customer service enhancements. Identifying issues early prevent costly mistakes. Urgent matters can be addressed immediately, ensuring smoother implementation of our process and procedures.